Most people think aging means slowing down, giving up, or fading quietly into the background. But what if everything you've been told about getting older is wrong? Meet Dr. Whitman, a 72-year-old physician who spent 4 decades proving that life after 50 isn't the beginning of the end, it's the start of something powerful. He doesn't believe in anti-aging creams or miracle pills. Instead, he teaches 5 forgotten habits that actually reverse the feel of aging, and his patients are living proof. If you're over 50 or love someone who is, this could change everything. Hit like, subscribe, and join us as we rewrite what it means to grow older with strength. And hey, just curious, what's one thing you used to love doing that you haven't done in a while? Let us know in the comments.
Welcome to Stories True Health, where real stories meet real science. Guided by Dr. True, we uncover the hidden truths behind aging healing and the choices that shape our future.
Dr. Harold Whitman never saw aging as a villain. In his cozy private practice nestled in the heart of Seattle, where the smell of cedar hung in the air and old jazz records played softly in the background, he spent over 4 decades treating men and women who believed that growing old meant growing weak. But Harold knew better. To him, aging wasn't the problem. It was the habits people let go of as the years added up. Patients came in with aching joints, foggy memory, shrinking muscles, and low spirits. Most had accepted it as just old age. Harold gently corrected them. It's not the years, it's what you're doing with them. One day, while reviewing blood test results for a long-time patient, he glanced up and said, "You know, the body keeps score of everything we do and don't do, but we're not powerless." That philosophy led him to develop what he now calls the 6 golden habits. 6 science-backed practices that help people over 50 reclaim strength, clarity, and vitality. His belief wasn't just built on years of experience, but grounded in rigorous science. For example, a landmark study published by the National Institute on Aging found that consistent engagement in positive lifestyle habits like regular movement, social interaction, balanced nutrition, and quality sleep can extend health span by over a decade, not just prolonging life, but making those extra years full of energy and independence. Harold had seen it firsthand. He recalled the case of his own wife, Margaret, who suffered a minor stroke at age 61. She had always been busy, but never took her health seriously, skipping meals, sleeping poorly, avoiding walks. Her recovery was what sparked Harold's obsession with prevention. Had she embraced these habits earlier, he once whispered to a colleague, she might never have landed in that hospital bed. Since then, he's dedicated himself to shifting the conversation around aging from fear to empowerment. He started writing small prescription cards for his patients, but instead of medications, they said things like, walk for 10 minutes daily, or call a friend you haven't spoken to in months. He wasn't rejecting medicine, he was simply adding humanity and lifestyle to it. We don't age because we're old. He often said, we age because we stop paying attention. For Dr. Whitman, aging well wasn't a miracle. It was a decision repeated daily in the smallest of choices. The journey to lasting health didn't require money or perfect genes, just intention. His patients didn't need to become athletes or nutritionists. They just needed to start somewhere. And so, he always began with the easiest, most natural thing, the human step. In Chapter 2, we'll follow one of Harold's earliest patients and see how a simple walk around the block became the first step to transforming a life once weighed down by fatigue and fear. It began with a cane and a sigh. Raymond Clark, a 74-year-old retired Navy engineer, had grown used to the stiffness in his knees and the shortness of breath that came with climbing stairs. He assumed it was simply his age catching up. "I just don't move like I used to," he muttered during his first appointment with Dr. Whitman. But the doctor didn't accept that. He leaned forward and handed Raymond a handwritten note. "Walk 10 minutes every morning. Start tomorrow." Raymond chuckled. "That's it," Dr. Whitman smiled. "That's everything." What most people don't realize is how deeply connected movement is to nearly every vital function in the body. Walking is more than locomotion. It's a full-body signal that tells your heart to pump harder, your lungs to expand, your blood vessels to open, and your brain to switch on. According to Harvard Medical School, walking just 30 minutes a day can reduce the risk of heart disease by up to 40%, lower blood pressure support, bone density, and significantly improve cognitive function. The science is clear, but the real challenge is believing that something so simple could matter so much. For Raymond, the first week was hard. His legs were heavy and his pride was bruised, but he kept at it. 10 minutes turned into 15. After a month, he could walk a full mile without resting. He began sleeping better, feeling sharper, and smiling more. "It's like someone lifted the fog from my mind," he told Dr. Whitman at a follow-up. Studies from Stanford University also show that walking boosts creative thinking by up to 60%, something Raymond experienced firsthand. "I started fixing things around the house," again he said. "My ideas came back." The biological explanation lies in how walking increases oxygen flow to the brain and stimulates the release of endorphins and neurotrophic factors, proteins that support neuron growth and mental clarity. Raymond wasn't becoming a fitness model. He was becoming himself again. Dr. Whitman often said that walking is the most democratic form of medicine, free, accessible, and instantly beneficial. It doesn't require equipment or a gym membership. All it asks for is willingness. For seniors, it's also a shield against the dangers of immobility, muscle loss, joint stiffness, blood clots, and even depression. "Movement is memory," the doctor would say. "Every step you take reminds your body it's still alive." Raymond became a walking ambassador in his neighborhood, inviting friends to join him on morning strolls. What began as a prescription became a lifestyle, then a joy. And as he grew stronger, Raymond noticed something else. The food he was eating suddenly mattered more. "I don't want to undo my progress with junk," he said. Which brings us to the next essential habit. Because once you're moving, your body is ready for better fuel. In Chapter 3, we'll meet Evelyn and discover how what you put on your plate can either feed your future or slowly steal it away. Evelyn Morris was 68 when she realized food had quietly become her enemy. A widow living alone in Arkansas, she had fallen into the rhythm many seniors do: toast for breakfast, canned soup for lunch, frozen dinners at night. "It was easy," she said, "and I thought I was eating light." But her body told a different story. Her joints ached constantly. She napped through most afternoons, and her blood pressure was creeping up with every visit. During one checkup, Dr. Whitman looked over her labs and gently asked, "Do you want to feel good again?" Evelyn blinked. "I don't even remember what that feels like." So he introduced her to the idea that food isn't just calories, it's information. Every bite sends a message to your body, either to heal, repair, and energize, or to inflame, exhaust, and break down. Science backs this up. A pivotal study published in the journal Neurology found that older adults who followed a Mediterranean-style diet, rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats, had up to a 30% lower risk of cognitive decline compared to those with poor dietary habits. The reason whole foods fight inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, and nourish the brain. Evelyn was skeptical at first. "You're telling me spinach can fix my knees?" She laughed, but she agreed to try. She started small sautéed greens with her eggs, roasted carrots for lunch, and a nightly salad topped with olive oil and salmon. Within 6 months, she had lost 12 pounds. Without counting calories, her blood pressure dropped into a healthy range, and the brain fog she had accepted as normal began to lift. "I feel awake again," she told Dr. Whitman. The shift wasn't dramatic, it was consistent. The key was replacing foods that came in boxes with ones that came from the ground or the sea. Leafy greens like kale and Swiss chard provided vitamin K to protect her bones. Fatty fish like sardines and salmon delivered omega-3s for brain health. And whole grains like oats helped keep her energy steady through the day. Hydration played a role too. Evelyn swapped her sugary drinks for herbal teas and water with lemon. It wasn't a diet, she said. It was a return to real food. Dr. Whitman called it eating with intention, not for vanity or weight loss, but for energy, clarity, and the ability to live well. He reminded his patients that every meal is a choice between decay and vitality. "What's in your fridge?" he'd ask. "Is it building you up or breaking you down?" Evelyn's transformation wasn't about perfection, it was about awareness. Her kitchen became her pharmacy, and she became her own best caretaker. And with more energy, she began walking again, joining social activities and doing light exercises, which led her to an unexpected discovery. While food fuels your body, strength is what holds it all together. In Chapter 4, we'll meet Alan and learn why keeping your muscles strong is the silent key to staying independent and unafraid. Alan Brooks was 76 when he slipped in the cereal aisle of his local supermarket. It wasn't a dramatic fall, just a stumble, but it scared him. "I used to carry mail for 30 years, he told Dr. Whitman, his voice cracking slightly. Now, I can't trust my legs to get through a grocery run. What Alan didn't know, and what most seniors don't hear enough, is that strength isn't lost simply because of age. It's lost because of something called sarcopenia, the gradual breakdown of muscle mass and function that begins as early as your 40s and accelerates after 60. The muscles you don't use slowly shrink and weaken, and the result isn't just physical, it affects balance, mobility, and even your confidence to participate in life. Dr. Whitman explained that, just like bones lose density over time, without resistance, muscles need regular challenges to stay functional. But here's the good news: you don't need to lift heavy weights or join a gym to reverse this. According to the National Institute on Aging, even modest strength training twice a week can significantly reduce the risk of falls, boost bone health, improve glucose metabolism, and enhance daily function. That's exactly what Alan needed to hear. He started small, 5 minutes a day, doing wall push-ups, arm curls with water bottles, and sit-to-stand squats using his recliner. At first I felt silly, he admitted, but then I noticed I could get off the couch without bracing myself. 3 months later, he was doing lunges down his hallway. Not pretty ones, he joked, but proud ones. The science supports his story. Resistance training stimulates the production of muscle fibers and improves neuromuscular coordination, which reduces the chances of losing balance and supports metabolic health. It also boosts the release of growth hormone and testosterone, both of which help maintain muscle tone and energy. But the effects aren't just physical. As Alan's strength returned, so did his sense of agency. He began walking to his mailbox again, then to the park. He started tinkering in his garage, something he hadn't done in years. "I'm not afraid to move anymore," he said. For Dr. Whitman, that was the entire point. Strength, he often told his patients, isn't about how much you lift, it's about how confidently you live. Muscles are more than tissue. They're tools of independence, and regaining them is less about vanity than about freedom. The freedom to rise, to reach, to play with grandchildren, to carry groceries without fear. And just like any other health habit, the key is consistency, not intensity. 5 minutes a day can change your life if you do it every day. As Alan's strength improved, something else began to shift too. He started answering the phone more often, showing up to the community garden, and staying awake through the evenings. That's when Dr. Whitman reminded him that while movement and food build the body, human connection and sleep restore the soul. In Chapter 5, we'll explore how the two most overlooked medicines, companionship and deep rest, can unlock a longer, happier life. When Carolyn White turned 75, her life felt quieter than ever. The television filled the silence, her phone rarely rang, and sleep came in short, restless stretches. Her health wasn't failing, but she wasn't thriving either. When she sat across from Dr. Whitman, he didn't ask about her prescriptions. He asked, "Who did you laugh with this week?" She paused, then quietly answered, "No one." What Carolyn didn't know, and what most seniors overlook, is that connection and sleep are not just emotional comforts. They are biological necessities. Studies now confirm what many doctors have long suspected. Loneliness and poor sleep don't just affect your mood, they affect your lifespan. According to research published in Perspectives on Psychological Science, chronic loneliness increases the risk of early death by 26%, comparable to smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. It heightens inflammation, weakens the immune system, and accelerates cognitive decline. Similarly, data from the Sleep Foundation shows that disrupted sleep in older adults is linked to memory loss, depression, heart disease, and weakened balance. But here's the hopeful truth. Both of these conditions are reversible with small daily actions. Dr. Whitman gave Carolyn 2 practical steps. First, he encouraged her to call an old friend every Sunday, just one call, no pressure. Second, he asked her to turn off all screens an hour before bed, keep her bedroom cool and dark, and go to sleep and wake up at the same time each day. Within weeks, Carolyn noticed a change. Her mood lifted. She stopped napping during the day. She even joined a local book club, where she later said, "I didn't just find stories, I found people again." Her sleep improved too, not perfect, but deep enough to wake feeling steady and focused. That's the hidden power of connection. It gives life color. And sleep. It gives life strength. Your brain needs rest to process memories, regulate hormones, and flush out toxins that build up during the day. Without it, no amount of healthy food or movement can fully restore your energy. For anyone looking to apply this quickly, call one person today. family neighbor, or someone you miss. Go outside and share a few words with a passerby. Then tonight, dim the lights, cut caffeine after 2 p.m., and try reading or listening to soft music before bed. These aren't big changes, but their impact is immense. Carolyn's world, once quiet and dim, became warmer, brighter. Not because she bought a product, but because she chose presence over withdrawal and rhythm over chaos. As Dr. Whitman would say, aging doesn't steal your joy, disconnection does. But joy can always be invited back. And that's the truth at the heart of these golden habits. We don't need to chase youth. We just need to honor the body and soul we live in today, with a walk, a meal, a stretch, a voice, a pause. This isn't the end. This is the golden chapter. Let's make it count. Healthy aging does not require perfection or big changes. It begins with one small habit done with intention. Whether it's a short walk, a real conversation, or turning off screens before bed, your future depends on what you choose today. These 5 golden habits are not theories, they're tools. Try one this week, feel the difference, then tell someone you care. If this story made you think about your own habits or someone you love, share this video with them. Leave a comment below. What is one small thing you're willing to change starting today? And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories and simple health truths that matter. Question for you. Which of these 5 habits do you think would make the biggest difference in your life right now? Tell us in the comments.